start up, please everyone welcome Nisha Witt. Remember, we have 6 minutes to present, and followed by 20 minutes of Q&A. And let's get Nisha's slide deck going here. And present. And if you like the clicker, that thing is going good to go. All right, take it away. I'll take your seat.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Nisha, and I am the president down at Aesop Technologies. Please bear with me. This is a little bit different environment for me just because I'm so used to pitching my products and pitching my idea to investors and groups. So now I'm like telling my story, telling my company's history, so on and so forth. But thank you for having me. So when I started out with this idea, this company, I had no idea what to name it. So I was pretty much going through and figuring out what these names are, writing down lists, and none of them just seemed to stick. So I went to my second brain, which I like to call Google, and I typed in stories about the sun. Well, one of the things that popped up that was first on the list was this fable called The North Wind and the Sun. And pretty much I was reading through, and I really liked the concept, the idea of the story and the fable. But what really, really stuck out with me was the moral. And the moral is that gentle persuasion is more effective than force. This moral resonates with what Aesop Technologies is trying to do with our products. We are looking to gently persuade users using covert products and having through like convenience and accessibility, while at the same time, Aesop Technologies trying to reach and achieve their goals of their ecological balance in America and society. So, pretty much, what if I told you that you have the capability to recharge your phone at the flip of a switch, just from an external device, when your battery is at 15% at 3 o'clock? Or, you're in the middle of Town Point Park, enjoying this awesome free concert, and you want to take those really, really cool pictures and post them on your social media. However, your phone's about to die. So instead of letting your phone die, what if I told you that you could recharge your phone from the exact point of where you're sitting outside? These are the type of products that you're trying to implement and create and commercialize and introduce to the market. Our first product, which is currently in pretty much R&D and prototyping, is Aesop Solus. Solus is a solar-powered phone case that will be catering to the top selling mobile devices. And pretty much it is patent pending, and one of my biggest favorite products right now that we are developing is Aesop Tholos. Tholos is our solar powered bench, and we are trying to cater to businesses and cities. Right now we actually have a partnership, or in the works of creating a partnership with the city of Norfolk, and they're going to introduce this as a pilot product. When would that be? I have no clue, because you're doing without it. So, pretty much, this is the future of Aesop. We are more than just cases and benches. We are looking to expand the line, expand the products by implementing solar technology, such as solar transit, or having solar-powered windows for industrial buildings and houses and bus stations. Just want to point this out that these two pictures are actual real products that are being created and developed. The picture that is on my right, your left, is an actual transit system that's being created in New Jersey called J-Pods. And I've connected with the developer and founder, and he already has a prototype station working. The picture that's on my left, your right, is called a station that's using solar translucent solar cells. And this is actually being created in Rome by a research and development team. So the idea, the concept, they're all realistic and they have a lot of potential. The only difference is that these potentials, these products, are not here in Hampton Roads. And this is what Aesop Technologies is trying to accomplish and trying to create. Something that's innovative, have high potential, and has the capability to expand and be inspirational to the rest of the cities and surrounding areas. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I we have lots of questions. I know I have questions. Go. Who's got questions?
How'd you come up with the technology?
Well, let me give you my background. I went in the Navy at 18 years old. I was served for 8.5 years, transitioned out. I'm going to school as an environmental sciences major, and I was doing this research paper just on the ecological and sustainable balances throughout the world. And I was going through looking at articles, and I found that there's an article about how your cell phones are like probably the increasing energy consumption product, especially when you're charging your phone, because you charge your phone all the time, and especially when you leave that little block, the little, I call it like a little block, but you plug it in the wall, that's actually taking power. It's like 0.5 volts. So when you add those 0.5 volts by like millions or trillions, it's like a huge amount of pounds of carbon emission that's being emitted in the atmosphere every day, just from that little piece of block. So what inspired me was the fact that creating products that are pretty much ecologically and socially responsible, and having it where reducing the energy consumption, the dependency of utility electricity. So that's my end goal.
Saw another hand go up. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what are you looking for? Are you looking for money, partners,
I am looking.
technology, analysis of competition? I mean, what are you looking for?
Pretty much looking for partners. I had pretty much investments like seed money, because I'm definitely going to be pushing the Tholos product, just because that has a lot more potential. Granted, Solus does have potential, but Tholos, it definitely will have like a huge impact visually and morally, just because of the fact that if we're willing to have cities invest in renewable products and have private companies and pretty much installations, that's what I'm definitely going to be pushing. But the technology, sorry, I didn't put this in my presentation, but the technology that I'm definitely trying to utilize and trying to create is solar LSCs, which are luminescent solar concentrators. These are plastic solar cells that can generate power and has a higher concentration factor, perfect for this area, just because of the fact that we do not have consistent weather. So using something that has high using something that has higher concentration factors for the East Coast, we definitely can have a sustainable energy market. So.
But you didn't tell me what you were looking for.
Oh, looking for investment, seed money.
How much money?
For 100,000.
How much?
100,000.
$100,000, and what are you going to do with that? And what's the return on that investment over time? And are you looking for venture investments from private individuals, or are you looking for corporate investments from partners?
No, private individuals. So venture investments. Pretty much what I'll be doing with that money is for pretty much the finishing up the prototype and research development for Solus, which is the phone case. That will be also building inventory for Tholos, and also it's going to go to like our GSA, which is our selling general and administration. So
Sounds like a good follow-up maybe on the details of the company. So that leads actually to my question. I noticed when I go to your website, you kind of lead with women veteran-owned minority small business, which I totally understand having come from government contracting space. And so I was curious that you led with that. I know the advantage that it does. Is that because you see, have you made a decision now that the city partnership is the way to go versus the consumer approach?
The consumer approach, well, because the city partnership, I think it would be a little bit more beneficial because...
It goes back to that impact and...
Yeah, the impact of it. And plus, granted, going through the consumer route of things, granted, both routes are going to be hard, but I have like my two revenue streams, so I'm using the business to business and then the business to consumer. So just because Tholos is a lot easier to produce because I already have manufacturers and people lined up and ready to produce this product. Vices where Solus is going to be a little bit different because of the fact that, you know, with Apple and Samsung, they constantly change their products. So that's something that I have to, you know, definitely take into consideration is consistency, product consistency. And with Tholos, it will be consistent and it will be steady so that it won't be as much money for prototype.
Yeah. So that's where you have traction. You're focusing on where you have traction.
And then I use the cities as pretty much the showcase for people to, it's almost like an advertisement, like, you know.
Talking to anybody here? City of Virginia Beach?
I am. I reached out to the City of Virginia Beach. The current cities I'm talking to is Chesapeake, Hampton, Richmond, Williamsburg, and then Virginia Beach.
Why you skip Newport News?
Ha!
I'm so sorry. I'll do it.
More questions? Yes, Aaron.
What are you using to store the power that's gained from the solar panels?
For like which products? For both products?
Mobile products, stationary products. Are you using like a battery bank? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much every product that you see that uses solar energy has a battery bank and, you know, inverter, like anything that you use that involves solar energy.
So what kind of batteries are you using for chemistry?
Pretty much just general like lithium-ion batteries.
So this is Aaron Marshall. He's Freedom Electric Bike. Hence all the questions about batteries. You guys might want to talk.
Yeah, you're trying. I know what you're doing.
No, you guys can form a partnership. Yes, Maggie.
Two-part question. Have you considered starting a Kickstarter campaign? And also, have you spoken with any universities to their technology departments for further research development?
I was pretty much in the works of doing a Kickstarter campaign. However, Kickstarters, they are a lot more than what the eye see, like what the eye needs, is because of the fact that it takes a lot of marketing strategy to make your Kickstarter successful. So like it's like an entirely different beast, entirely different campaign, you know, a project that you really have to put forth all your time and attention into. And, you know, because you can't just make a video, put, you know, information about your product, and then hope somebody will come to your site. Like, you have to reach out to that market, pull them into your page, and then once you get them to your page, you have to convince them to put money into your company. So it's a lot to it, because I met with Sam, who's part of MakerMex, and he was like, it's so much more, like, it's very, very hard to market and make sure that you get your people to, you know, invest in your company. So, but I did talk to a couple of universities. So at that time, I wasn't quite ready yet for a partnership. But now that I have one client, I can definitely use that as leverage and, you know, as validation that this is something that could definitely be utilized. And it has so many, like Tholos has a lot of applications, like universities, golf courses, bike trails. I mean, the possibilities are endless, so.
So I saw that you have, so the technology was patent pending, so does that mean that you and your team developed the technology specifically for the phone, and it's like totally novel technologies never been seen before?
Yes, pretty much what it is that I had patented the formula for the gel for my solar cell, and the functionality, like the design and the functionality of the case. So those are patent pending right now.
So I've just been trying to think of different solar power technologies that's out there right now, whether it's retail or it's a great concept. I'm just thinking, why haven't cell phone providers already started using something like this to help charge phones better? So the question is, what is the biggest hurdle in getting solar power technology out there for something as simple as a cell phone? Is it a cost issue? Is it technology? And is there, like you had a competitor out there I saw before, are there other things out there right now that are successful in the retail world or that use solar power for some of that everyday use?
It's the technology. So, because definitely one of the things about solar power, like especially catering to something so small like your cell phone, you don't want to. I would say you don't want to rush the development process because it does take time. You know, Interflex, Surfer, and Eton Mobius are like the two biggest retailers. And only because Eton Mobius is it's a byproduct of Goal Zero, and Goal Zero is one of those big solar product manufacturers. So, I mean, it takes time. So, but you know, there's other concepts like Mophie, and I just Incepco, which is like battery energy storage products where they use the battery. But the thing is that you're doubling the amount of energy to charge your phone. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of being very ecologically, you know, conscious. And you know, a lot of people talk about Mophie's cases, and they're like, they say it sucks. And so it's just one of those things where you don't want to, you know, mess up. And granted, you're going to mess up, but you don't want to rush the process. And that's why I'm like trying to push Rolos a lot more, is because I know the concept, I know the idea, I know it will work because it's big enough, and you know, it will definitely be successful.
How long is it? You said 15% battery. How long would it take to charge an iPhone 6 to, I don't know, I guess 65%?
Well, so based on my calculations, because I actually did a demo and I posted on YouTube on my channel, showing that the highest voltage that I produced was 450 millivolts from a piece of plastic. So doing the math, because depending on the capacity of the battery itself is how long it will take to charge. Usually on average, like for phones, it's like 2,600 millivolts or milliamps per hour. So, you know, doing those calculations, I would say about like 5 to 6 hours from your case. So you get that.
Nisha, do you have a business plan in place?
Yes, I do. I had to revise it just because I just applied to the 757 Angels. And for me to do that, I had to redo my whole business plan and then redo my executive summary. But yes, I do have a business plan in place already, and just pretty much like the concept, because I just have it where it's a year out projection, whereas most people would like to see 5 years, but it's like 5 years is too far ahead. So 1 year, it's more like more focused, more versus being so broad, because I have all these ideas in my brain for Aesop. It's just like, you know, I kind of want to, you know, stay focused and not get too.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
There's a great message.
Yeah, I have so many ideas.
No, there's a great message on the HR Business Weekly from the owner of Why Not Pizza on nailing your core first. And then another thing I want to piggyback on what you just said there was the application process of 757 having just gone through this with clarity with potential investors and acquirers and things like that. It's like forging steel through fire, right? So you come out on the other side better for having gone through it. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You learn a lot of things because being involved in a lot of local competitions and doing pitches, like you definitely will come out, granted you'll be rough around the edges, because when I did start Peninsula, I had no clue, I had no business plan. I was just like, I have an idea. Like, and so I went through the competition, made it to the top 10, and you know, eventually I went on to their accelerator course. And doing that accelerator course, because granted I lost, but I pretty much got away with, I took away more things than what I started out with, and that was huge help. And you know, Thomas Flake, who is the director of PTI, he absolutely helped me on as far as setting up a financial model and things that you don't, you know, especially with it being your first business, things that you don't understand or realize how important it is to have. He offered those things, and that's how I got my business plan and got my financial model, my strategic plans going. So, any other questions?
I know we have. Yes, sir.
How much equity do you get for your $100,000?
10 to 12%. So it's upon the negotiation. So, but about 10%.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so we have one final question for you, Nisha. It's kind of related to his question, which is what can the 1 million Cups Virginia Beach community do for you?
Go green, buy local, stay positive.
Spread the word, right? Okay, quick